Hey Carl, hey Lisa, Steve with Dad Machines. Really appreciate the phone call today. Really appreciate the opportunity. I think working with KB Complete would be a fantastic account here for us. And what I'd like to do is just kind of recap our conversation and spend a little bit more time on some of the things we didn't discuss. So, just recapping here, when you come on board, um, you're going to be assigned to a dedicated account manager. I'm thinking Dan is probably going to be a great fit here for you. Dan has a four-person team below him. He works with our major accounts, and he has a designer, an AdWords specialist, an SEO specialist, and a writer. So those people working together will help you get to where you need to go. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of outline a typical marketing plan that we would put in place for you. But first, you'd have access to this system. This is our marketing management system. This is where we post all of the internal production items that we're working on for you. So you have access to this. You'll be able to see when we line up a plan. Typically, we like to be very proactive and put a plan in place for you based on some of the goals that we uncover, and you'll start to see these things come alive. And when you first start off with us, we typically spend an hour going through a marketing plan, and we like to do that a week or two before the next month. That way, we're prepared. Just as an example, we're going into April. So April's a big sump pump month for us. It's a big backup, drain backup month, and we're getting ready to do AC tune-up. So those are three hot button things that we're working on. And we line it up for you. We spend an hour together. We put everything together in the system, and then you walk away with the calendar. Here's what a completed calendar looks like. Here's what an account that's already lined up for April looks like. So very prepared, very organized, and everything that we do is out in the open and transparent. So you'll never feel like you didn't receive the value. I think Carl, you mentioned you felt like things started off strong, but they didn't really, they kind of died off. So we have a monthly checklist that the account managers need to follow, and if we're not following that, then that's where the management team gets involved. So we never want to have you lose interest in what we're doing, because what we're doing is really just driving in revenue. So this is what a calendar looks like. This is what you'll have access to. And moving on, talk a little bit about the competitive landscape. One of the challenges you mentioned was not being able to spend enough, and really that just comes down to opportunities out there that you might not be set up for. So, and I'll talk to you about product and service categories in a bit, but I'll be able to measure the impression share on the account, and that basically tells me, this is a report from Google. This shows me how many keywords we're bidding on and what percentage of the market opportunity we're actually out there getting. And this will show me exactly where there will be weak points in a keyword portfolio, and give me action items on where I can make improvements. So in this particular account, I'm getting an 83% market share. They kill their ads at 10 p.m. We fire back up at 7 a.m. So if they were running 24 hours, I'd have 100% market share, because I pretty much have a blank check with this company. So you'll never be in a situation where you're not spending enough, especially in a major market like Kansas City. Um, so here's a few examples of ads I pulled out from the market ready services, above and beyond. The number 50 seems to be very relevant in all of these ads, whether it's 50 years of experience, $50 off, or 50 seems to be a number that's pretty consistent. I don't see anything here that we can't compete against. Um, Here's the desktop version. Neil Harris Service Experts, $50 off any plumbing service. So there's that 50 again. Um, Same day emergency service. And one of the things that's very interesting about all of these competitor ads is the fact that they're using the same ad for all the products and services. So what I like to do is, I like to, if I'm doing a water heater ad, I'm going to have the ad talk about water heaters only. Drain cleaning ad, just drain cleaning only. So we want to give the prospective buyer, the things that we want to give them an ad that's very relevant to their search term and have that consistency on the ad and the landing page. And we talk a lot about that in the kickoff call. So that just gives you an idea of what I'm seeing here today. And this obviously changes daily. Um, Next, talk to you about the negative triggers, and this really goes into the foundation of setting up the account. Negative keywords will really help us deflect bad traffic from seeing your ads. So, the last kind of prospect you want to come through your pipeline is somebody who might be looking for, you know, Toyota AC repair, a Honda AC repair, vehicles, the make and models of vehicles. Those are negative keywords that we use to deflect that kind of traffic. How-to traffic, people looking for directions or information from a plumber. They're calling you, just asking you for technical support while they're doing their own job. All of those situations, you're looking at about 10 years of negative terms that have come into this library. So we set you up with this library, and that really starts from day one, good quality traffic. It's going to help us deflect all the negative traffic. When it comes to account strategy and trying to get as much traffic as we can on an account, I create a pyramid or a custom playbook here for you. And there's all these different categories. And if you start going to Google and searching, this is where you may not see your ads. This is where you may have an issue not spending. So the local city plumbers, plumbing near me, uh, location-based terms are very, very popular, especially on mobile. Drain cleaning terms, rooter terms, sewer repair and replacement terms, leak detection, repair, replacement, slab leaks, basement backups, water heater repair, replacement, tankless, water softeners, and then your products, garbage disposals, faucets, and whatnot. Um, what I like to do is I layer all of these campaigns on top of each other and really diversify your traffic so that you get a lot of relevant traffic hitting on different terms to really deliver a good qualified opportunity, and we balance out your cost per lead. So um, this kind of setup runs in all of our accounts. It works really well. And I also do this for AC and heating as well. We have different playbooks that we follow there. This is what an account structure looks like inside of AdWords. It's highly organized. Um, each category has its own independent campaign that we track and manage. And the reason we do that is you may want to run a water heater campaign for 24 hours, and we can do that and then shut off your plumbing demand because your plumbers got busy for the day. So we like to work in a lot of flexibility in what we do, and that all comes down to good structure in the accounts. We're using all of the things available to us that Google gives us to control the outcome. So location controls. This is a Texas account. I can see all the active zip codes. I can restrict zip codes. With Kansas City proper, that will have its own independent campaign. Every single city and town will have its own campaign. I can control the audience. These are all advanced features, but very easy to set up. I can block renters from seeing your ads. I can target new homeowners. I can target people who are looking for plumbing services. I can bid more on people who have recently refied their mortgage or they have a home equity line of credit. Those are things we do on AC replacement. We really want to target people who are known to have cash. And those are things that we can do with Google. This is fairly new, maybe about 6 months old or so, these targeting options. At the same time, I want to exclude certain groups of people from seeing your ads. Men ages 18 to 24 pretty much represents your technicians and telemarketers out there. Very, very small percentage of men 18 to 24 are going to own a home in your market. So let's block them, keep them from clicking on your ads. So this is an example of a client we started with, 7 clicks. They spent $233, no lead generation. So we made the decision to block that group. off of that campaign. So those are things that we do in the management side of things, and we're very active on the account. We're looking at your metrics every single day. The goal is to deliver clean, relevant traffic. And as you see here, these are all one of the cool things about Google is they actually give you the transparency and they show you all the terms that you've paid for. And here's an audit of what we do, and we routinely go to through this with you and just show you, hey, these are the terms that we're seeing. This is what we shut off. This is what we turned on. This is what we're spending more money on. So, um, for me, it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like a game, but it's what we do every day on the account. Were you looking at mobile controls? Um, good percentage. About 70% of your demand plumbing calls are going to come in through mobile. That'll be higher on AC demand. So it's important to shift the budget and really put more budget in the places where there's volume. In that case, mobile's going to, really command more budget than desktop. So we have the controls to use in Google. Here's an example. Mobile compared to computers. I'm getting 3 to 1 more responses out of mobile than I am on computers for that one term. So we break it down to the smallest component, and you'll be able to see just based on the lead quality. We really focus on the oh no moments. We want people who have some level of pain. They have a problem. They're looking for an immediate solution. Those are your best revenue generating calls. So those are the ones we want to focus on. At the same time, want to protect your sales funnel, and that's just pay per click, obviously, but other media you're investing in TV and radio, direct mail. We want to protect that, and there's some simple adjustments you can make to radio and TV to really drive the traffic to a certain place. And even on the website, what we can do is just retarget those people with the remarketing campaign. So we create graphics, and when somebody lands on a landing page or a page on your website, especially if it's the sales page like tankless or water heaters or AC replacement, we want to get back in front of that person, especially if they didn't fill out a form or call you, and remind them to come back. So that's a follow-up campaign or remarketing, and we do that on the Google Display Network. We also do it on Facebook, and these things aren't expensive at all. In fact, what they do is they help you reduce your cost per lead because it's another advertising channel to really protect that initial investment. And it works well on TV and radio as well. You'll see we'll be able to measure the branded traffic that will come from different channels, and you'll be able to see how much remarketing traffic will help your offline strategy. Everything's backed up here with landing pages. I gave you an example landing page here to take a look at. It's important that every campaign that we manage for you has its own independent landing page. And really, the landing page has to do a number of different things. It has to be your best performing salesperson. The goal of the page is to really take the traffic that you just paid for, and we need to convert that traffic to an opportunity. So it has to sell speed, it has to have a direct offer, it has to appear local, it has to build trust, it has to answer the question, what do I have to do next in the sales process? So, there's about 10 different factors that we work into every single ad and landing page, and we make sure that that's a consistent experience for people. So here's an example ad. The number one Kansas City plumbers get fast service and save money. Save money, discounted Kansas City plumbers, fast turnaround times. I really, I don't like the ad. It's not using all of Google's real estate here. I will say that the you do have a local call tracking line set up, which is good. But really, plumbers, it doesn't talk about the experience or the trust or your positive reviews. Those are all things that we need to work into the ads to make them more effective. So, retooling the ads, putting in a speed factor, urgency factor, benefits, differentiation, things like that. We really want to sell the service in a way that represents your brand. And I don't think I don't think you're the discounted Kansas City plumber. If you put those types of terms in the ad copy, you're going to attract people who are looking for discounts, and that could, if you go back to your average ticket by pay-per-click channels, you might see that that's the case. So we want to toe the line of premium and fast, good old family fashion value services. Um, and we're always testing the ads. You're never stuck with one ad. The beauty about pay-per-click is I can change the ad in a moment's notice. Um, Usually I'm testing about 2 to 3 different ads in a market at any given point in time. So here you can see, I have an ad, $69 off any plumbing repairs. Call now for same day service. So this one is pulling in a 16% response, and I have a similar ad that's pulling in a 15% response. So I'm getting a slightly better response rate on this one. So I might decide to move ahead with this ad on the account. So those are decisions that we make on the management side. So that's just the basic outline of pay per click. Um, it's very rare for us not to find traffic in a major metro market like Kansas City. And there's always new opportunities to explore, and I talked to you a little bit about that today. So first and foremost would be Gmail ads. We can target people in the market who are searching for water heater replacements or AC replacements, and we can put an ad right in their Gmail box. That's what this looks like. We design it, we set it up for you. Last season, we were generating Gmail ads, those Gmail ad leads for about $14-15 on average. So it's not a huge source of leads, but it's just one of those things you layer into your strategy to offset lead costs in other channels. So, we might get a handful of these kind of leads a month, not spend a lot, but they might turn into some pretty decent sales for you. So that's one avenue. We'll set that up for you. Bing, for sure, you definitely have a portion of your audience in your market. There are a lot of baby boomers, so we tend to see 10 to 15% traffic coming in from Bing, especially in baby boomer markets. YouTube, we take your TV ads, we remarket them to visitors. We can put them in front of your existing customers, and then we can target those in-market audiences. These are the people who are actively searching for a plumber or an air conditioning contractor, and they'll see your commercial. And really, we're focused on putting these. Now, if you asked me a couple years ago, would it make sense to do a YouTube ad? I'd say no. It's probably not, because it's just people looking for funny videos online. But YouTube is becoming um, one of the fastest growing sources of new uh, 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 cable consumers. The cable companies are losing subscribers to online services like YouTube. You can sign up for cable right on YouTube now and watch your favorite channel. So that's where those ads appear. It's highly targeted. It's kind of the future of TV advertising. Imagine telling your TV guy, "Hey, I just want to run TV commercials and put them in front of homeowners who have equipment over 10 years old." That's kind of what we can do here with YouTube right now, which is pretty interesting. And then really the next part, or one of the final parts of the plan, is to really lead in with jobs and have that tackle 2 or 3 different things here. So we take a look at one of your jobs, and if it's in a good area, an area that you want to own, it's in your backyard, in a territory that you want to protect, then we want to launch an SEO campaign, a Facebook ads campaign, and I'll talk to you a little bit about the Radius campaign too. So let's say that this is your market, and you just did a job here on Forest Mont Street, and you want to target all these surrounding homes. Um, First thing we can do is have you collect all the pictures and video from the jobs. You send that to us. We publish on YouTube. We publish it on Google Images, and we pull it into the site We write up a story about the job. We publish it on your blog. You start to rank for the term. Let's say it's an AC repair in Kansas City or AC replacement in Kansas City. That's the term you start to rank for. It's published. Now we share it on Facebook. You have a nice Facebook post that will go out to your followers. Now we can take that same post and we can put an advertisement right in the zip code where you did the job. So homeowners in that area will start to see the story. And very inexpensive, $100 probably will carry you through 90 days in one zip code. And you're targeting homeowners, maybe who earn more than $100,000 a year household income. Um, and the third thing you could do after the SEO play and the Facebook play is we can advertise and place an ad in a radius around a job site. So those are three things that you can do. Initially we'd start off with the SEO campaign, and then you'd build in the Facebook campaign. So those are one of those things that you add in as you start to get going with us on a plan. So that's a general plan in terms of SEO and advertising. The site, we handle everything on the site, updates, graphics, you name it, you want it done, we do it on the site. I want to talk to you now about the opportunities for improvement. Um, I didn't find a lot of errors, and I did find obviously that any SEO person who digs through sites is going to find things that are wrong. I'm just going to talk to you about the things that need to be fixed right away. Everything else is pretty minor. So um, my goal really here is to take this site and make it more user friendly and help you get a better conversion result out of it. And we do that by rebranding the site. I sent you a few site examples. Um, Nice friendly faces here. This is a great picture. This is half the battle is the media. Getting the right imagery and the right video in place. Cleaning up some of the graphics here. Um, just different things like shadows and color schemes and things like that. We have a designer who will work with you on that. Really, making sure we have a nice big bold phone number. We want that sticking out as much as we can. Um, we want to try to avoid areas of white space, especially on the home page. Those are all opportunities for improvement. Um, Big block text. It's hard to read. You want to cut that up with some images or video, um, and just really give it a better aesthetic look and feel. The sidebar. This is an inside page. I think there's an this doesn't look terrible here. I thought that this was laid out good. I would like to see an offer on a page for drain cleaning. What's the offer? Even if it's same day service, how do we get an offer in here? Um, from a technical perspective, there were just a handful of broken links here, two duplicate pages. There were a lot of alt tags missing on images, which is minor. 1047 were missing. Um, Missing page descriptions. That was a big one. We're missing 129 page descriptions. We'll talk about page speed in a minute. I think that's the biggest concern that I had. A few broken links. Just some minor cleanup here on a technical perspective. Um, it's the page speed that really is concerning, especially if we're throwing advertising budget at this site. It's a 4 out of 100. That's the score. This is Google Page Speed Insights. So this measures the user experience. How fast does the page load? And there was a lot of latency on the page load time. So this is a huge opportunity for correction right away. Our sites are built in with Google AMP. They pass the page speed scores, so you'll never run into that issue here with us. Um, I ran through all of your local citations. This is your name, address, and phone number as it appears throughout the entire web. And actually, this was pretty healthy. You got an 81% out of Yext. There's some opportunities to go out and find some new ones. Not a lot of errors, which was great. So that was good. Uh, I ran it through another system, Bright Local, and this just shows some minor inconsistencies with the business name. In some cases, you had KB Complete, and in other cases, you had KB Complete Incorporated. Just minor things that can be corrected pretty easily here. I did notice your Yelp listing. I don't know if you had a tracking line on this, 913-214-1488. Something to take a look at. You might have an advertising deal going with them and tracking this. I'm not sure. So I would look at the Yelp listing. That kind of raised a flag here for me. Um, Whole bunch of missing things, missing citation opportunities that you can set up. Typically we find about 250 to 300 citations. So we're always building citations for you. That's one way to really enhance the SEO presence. You were right about the link count. You had 8,079 links. So I do feel that this is weighing you down. You had some junk links in the site, and we'll be able to clean that up pretty easily. There's a process inside of Google called the disavow process with the Search Console, and we just basically tell Google, hey, we didn't order these links, and we'd like them removed right away. And as long as we communicate that, then that's fine, and Google will disavow them, and basically they will never belong to the business. So we want to go in and clean those out. Typically, they're Russian links, they're Indian links, they're just links from China. And the reason people do that, there's all these different reasons, but it could be a competitor trying to link bomb you. That's what that's called. It's really not a thing anymore. It used to be a few years ago, but we can clean that up. Um, and the last thing here I want to point out is the domain age. Your domain KB completed expires on March 12th, 2020, a day before my birthday. So um, you want to renew that for 10 years. So next time you get into your domain registrar, you just go in there and extend it out for 10 years. So that's all I have. We're all about chasing perfection here, catching excellence along the way at Ad Machine. So I really appreciate the time, and I look forward to any follow-up questions that you might have, and I hope you found this helpful. Thank you.